Now that we have our background image set up, we can start modeling the spike. We're going to go up here to Add, Mesh, Plane. It throws a plane in, but it's not oriented correctly. So what we're going to do is rotate a little bit. We're going to grab this plane, we're going to start dragging it, and then hold down Control to snap. Make sure that it's going straight up and down. Now if we go back to our side view, we can move this up. We can rotate it. And none of this needs to be exact right now because we're really going to be moving all this geometry around anyway. Let's get it a little bit better. And now we want to go into edit mode. So what we can do is we can select this face, and then we have the extrude region. So we can click this and we can pull it out. And each time we're just trying to add enough geometry in here to get things the way we want them. Now, sometimes the visibility can get difficult and what you're seeing. Now, these are transparent, so we can actually edit that. If we go into preferences and we go into our 3D viewport and we scroll down to face, you can change this alpha. So this alpha, let's make it, we'll go 0.005. So now you can still see through it, but it makes it a little bit easier to see what's going on. So now that we're done doing that, what we want to do is start shaping things. And we do want to keep quads on this because we are going to subdivide it. It's not absolutely necessary, but it'll just make things simpler for us later on. So I'm just going to grab these and kind of move them around a little bit. Now I'm not real sure exactly where everything's going to be right now because I'm just trying to figure out what the mesh flow is going to be and taking a look and seeing what will work best for what we have. One thing I do know is that I'm going to split these down the middle and they're going to go around. So I'm going to try to move those into position and at least get them somewhat close. So each one of these is going to go down the middle. I don't want to add a lot of extra geometry here. We still want to keep things pretty much as simple as we can. If you start making things too complex, then it just gets harder to edit. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to select the faces going up this side. And we're going to do the exact same thing that we did before. We're going to do an extrude region, and we're going to pull that out. So after we pull that out, it's the same thing. We want to go through and we want to manipulate these faces. Now, as I said before, these are going to go on the splits right in the middle. So I want to move those into place. So there we have that. And we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Now, some people might be wondering why I'm not using shortcuts. The reason why I'm not using shortcuts right now is because this whole video series was meant to get people started. People that just have no idea what they're doing. They want to get in and they want to start creating stuff for their 3D printers. I really wanted to keep things as simple as possible. Later on, when I do some more advanced tutorials, I'll definitely be using shortcuts, so we'll get into that later. Okay, so now that we have all that set up, we're going to start extruding some faces individually. So I'm going to pull that face out. Then I'm going to pull that one out. I'll pull that one out. That one and that one. So now what we can do is we can start moving these into place. Again, these don't need to be exact. You're just trying to define the overall shape. Later on, we'll actually do some sculpting on these. There'll be quite a bit of refinement being done. But right now, it's just about the basic shape. Okay, that looks good. So we're going to do the same thing down here. Okay, so now we have more of the base shape done. So let's finish off these sides, because this will be the last extrusion that we need to do. And let's go in and clean things up. You can see that I'm not trying to be super accurate on this. Again, we're going to be sculpting this stuff, so it's just all about the base forms. It does not need to be exact. Okay, so now we have the base mesh done, and in the next video we'll continue refinement, and I'll see you then.